To be starting off your week. I'm Cassidy Rickley.
And I'm Caden Williams. We've got a packed show for you tonight, including how Ole Miss big event went this weekend.
And, of course, we have to talk about the crazy tornado weather that we've been having lately.
NewsWatch reporter Alexia Anderchik was on the ground in New Albany to give us a closer look of their weather damage. Let's see what the area is looking.
Severe weather ravaged through North Mississippi over the weekend. While Oxford avoided direct impact, Union County faced significant damage with fallen power lines, damaged buildings, and left behind debris in the city of New Albany. Native Levi Williams says the storm seemingly came out of nowhere.
Was on the backyard, like the back porch grilling, and the next thing you know, it's like 50-mile-per-hour wind and rain going everywhere.
I'm here on the scene in New Albany, here on Highway 30, and as you can see, branches just like these are scattering the roadways and the sidewalks. And if you take a look just behind me, teams of workers are working to repair power lines that have been down since last night.
New Albany Light, Gas, and Water team has been working to restore power lines and return electricity to the community. In 24 hours, the utility company has restored power to over 1,300 customers. However, current data shows that there are still around 190 outages. It has not yet been confirmed by the National Weather Service that a tornado did touch down in Union County on Saturday night. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Alexia Anderchik.
Thank you, Alexia. We've been informed that 2 residents were taken to the hospital as a result of the storm, but there have been no reported injuries.
We're saddened by the damage, but we're actually happy to see the community coming back together to repair it.
Yeah, hopefully the weather is looking better today. Let's see what weather anchor Mackenzie Cox has to say about the current conditions.
Good evening, Rebels. After a very active weekend with severe weather, we're in much better shape for the upcoming week. It's currently 60 degrees, and we'll be back with more in-depth weather coverage.
Thank you, Mackenzie. The annual big event was hosted this past Saturday on April the 5th. This is an event where the students of Ole Miss help serve their neighbors of Oxford and Lafayette County. This is the largest student-led service in Mississippi. This year, the organization who won the Golden Shovel for the most participants was the Kappa Delta Sorority Girls. There was 100 groups of people and 1,000 volunteers who got to spread out in the community to do some service. It was such a success and a great time for everybody who participated.
This April, the Oxford's Parkinson's Support Group will launch. The new group will offer essential support and resources for individuals living with Parkinson's disease and their caregivers. The group also aims to provide connection, education, and exercise that will improve quality in life for those impacted. Meetings will be held on the second Thursday of every month at the Oxford University United Methodist Church in room 240, with the first meeting on April 10th at 1:30 p.m.
A business born in Oxford named Roostas was ranked to be one of the fastest growing private companies in the Southeast region. Roostas is a company with golf belts best known for their signature stretch and their needlepoint designs. In an interview, Roostas expressed how honored they are to be recognized by such big companies as a growing small business. The vice president of Roostas, Jake Harrison, mentions through the growth of this business that started right here in Oxford, they now have over 800 retailer partnerships nationwide.
It's time to take a pause now to show you our pick for Pet of the Week. NewsWatch reporter Tyra Walton has more on this adorable dog who's stealing hearts and maybe a few treats too.
I'm so excited. Let's go take a look.
This week's Pet of the Week is DG. He joined the Oxford Animal Resource Center on February 5th, 2025, after wandering around a Dollar General store in Oxford. DG is fully vaccinated and heartworm negative. Weighing in at 78 pounds at intake, DG is a very friendly dog that loves to play. His adoption fee is $50, which includes his neuter, vaccinations, microchip, paperwork, and rabies tag. If DG sounds like a fur baby you would like to add to your family, please call 662-234-3981. You can make an appointment to meet DG at the Oxford Animal Resource Center during office hours from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, Tyra Walton reporting.
The Mississippi Department of Transportation will continue with ongoing road work this week in the Oxford and Lafayette County area. Lanes will be closed as needed on the South Lamar Boulevard over Highway 6 for a bridge deck scanning from 8 a.m. today to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Motorists are advised to slow down and be prepared for traffic delays. In addition, MDOT will close the State Highway 310 over a Greasy Creek in the Lafayette County after the bridge's repairs from 8 a.m. Wednesday, April the 9th to 5 p.m. Wednesday, July 21st. In the meantime, drivers are advised to take an alternative route.
The Powerhouse Stage will host Theater Oxford's latest production, I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. The fun-filled musical comedy about the relationship between man and woman with highs and lows has dates set for April 11th and April 12th. The Saturday show will be the final production of the 2024 to 2025 season. Tickets for performances will be $15 for Theater Oxford members, $18 for students and seniors, and $25 for non-members.
Coming up on NewsWatch Ole Miss, we'll explore how Mississippi shoppers will be affected by President Trump's new tariffs.
Plus, we have a special segment for 4 good minutes that you do not want to miss. Ole Miss Newswatch will be right back.
Sometimes in life, in order to move forward, it helps to look back.
To learn from the pioneers and trailblazers.
To gain inspiration from those who came before us.
To show us what it means to act with empathy and to show that love has no labels.
Join WWE and Love Has No Labels throughout the year in celebrating people from all communities and heritages.
Because when love has no labels,
that's a love we can all fight for.
Hurricane Helene, devastating impacts on the southeast. Now it's time to help the people and communities who need it most. To make a one-time financial gift to the American Red Cross, scan the QR code on the screen. Make sure to select I want to support Hurricane Helene and enter how much you'd like to donate. Or go to redcross.org/donate. Together, we will make a difference for those recovering in hard-hit communities.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. President Donald Trump's tariffs on products imported from Mexico, Canada, and China have Mississippi consumers wondering how it'll affect their pockets.
Many U.S. grocery products are sourced from all 3 countries, but a significant share comes from Mexico and Canada.
In fact, the U.S. received more than $40 billion in agricultural products from Mexico, including more than $9 billion in fresh fruit and more than $8 billion in fresh vegetables.
Mississippi shoppers are expected to see an increase in cooking oil, nuts, tea, and snacks made by the 3 countries.
But there is some good news. Howard Lutnick, U.S. Secretary of Commerce, says that despite the possible short-term impacts for consumers, prices should be leveled out over time.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Well, I think every Rebel fan can say this basketball season was something really special and really monumental for basketball star Cam Brent.
Our very own sports reporter, Nina Hudashell, got the chance to sit down and hear more about this team and their impact on Ole Miss.
Hey Rebs, it's Nina, and I'm here with a 4 good minutes with Ole Miss men's basketball, Cam Brent. Cam, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
To start off, what drove you in your decision to walk on here at Ole Miss?
Just being from Mississippi, growing up in Jackson, a lot of people, are Ole Miss fans, and just coming to Ole Miss in Oxford while I was growing up and seeing some basketball games and football games and just noticing the fan atmosphere and how they had love for the players. And my dad coaching here in 2001, so I was born in Oxford, so that having that connection was really important to it.
For sure. You scored your first career field goal in our home opener against LIU. I'm sure that was important to you. Can you describe that moment as an Oxford native?
Yeah, that moment was really special and unique. It was a lot of fun. Just seeing everybody, my teammates, my coaches, and all the fans that were at the game. Just their genuine happiness. For me, that kind of stuck on me.
How has your experience been on the team, especially this past season?
It's been a great experience. Going to March Madness and being able to be a part of March was something that was really special. And not only being a part of it, but making a run to the Sweet 16 is something that a lot of people never come across in their career. So definitely appreciative of that. And getting to experience it with this team and this group of players was something that was really special.
For sure. Coach Beard has been your coach now for 2 years. He has obviously made a big impact on the team, bringing them to their first Sweet 16 appearance since 2001. But what has he personally meant to you, and can you talk a little bit about y'all's relationship?
Yeah, so he's meant a lot to me. I'm always telling him and reminding him how appreciative I am of him, being my coach, but also being, a great influence to me, somebody that I trust with, all my life and stuff like that. So even if it's stuff about basketball, man, I'm always shooting him stuff just for advice, whether it's about life or just, being a man. He's been there for me, helping me, just become the person and the man I am. And he's really big on character development. So that's something I really appreciate, just the values he's been able to instill in me.
The last few years, there's definitely been a shift in Ole Miss men's basketball. What do you think is next for this program?
I think the sky's the limit. I'm really, really confident in what Coach Beard is building here. Oxford's an amazing place. We have amazing facilities, as good as anybody in the country. So I think he's going to get the talent he's looking to bring in. He'll always get good players, and he'll obviously always be a good coach. So I think, Final Fours, Sweet 16, Elite 8, even a national championship, SEC titles, stuff like that is something that's going to be common to see within the program here.
I'm excited to see that. All right, everyone knows, and you said it yourself, this team was something special. What was your biggest takeaway from this season?
Just the relationships and how real and legit those were. You don't obviously see that too many times, especially with the transfer portal era. Guys only being together for 12 months is a short distance, but just how tight and close we were all able to become with each other over the summer and throughout the season, and even down to the last few weeks of the season, we were still growing closer and closer and closer. So I'd say that was something that was pretty special, just the unique bonds and relationships.
Sam, I'm so happy you got to join me for today's 4 Good Minutes. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nina. Coming up, we're going to be talking all about the weather.
Yes, but Mackenzie, could you go ahead and tell us what we can expect about tonight?
Well, after last week's warm weather, it's going to be a little warmer than we're used to, down into the 40s tonight and even into the 30s tomorrow night. We'll be back with more information on what to expect this week in weather.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Good evening, Rebels, and welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. We're currently sitting at 60 degrees. It's been a pretty calm day in weather compared to what we experienced for those of us in Oxford and North Mississippi this past weekend. Looking like we're in a much better spot for this week, and that includes today as well. We've had sunny skies, 0% chance of precipitation, all good things. Been a similar day all across northern Mississippi. As you can see, not much variation now that those fronts have moved through, so we're seeing similar temperatures all across the region today. That will continue tonight as well. Now it is going to be a little bit colder than we've been used to. You thought it was spring, but Mississippi weather strikes again. We're actually under a frost advisory beginning at 9 p.m. tonight, extending until about 9 a.m. tomorrow. So it's important to make sure that we're taking the proper precautions, moving any animals or sensitive vegetation inside, and that way we can protect those things. Clear skies, no chance of precipitation really to note, so nothing too much to worry about. If you have evening plans, you might just want to bring a jacket. Here's some more information on that frost advisory. You can see most of this is going to be taking place overnight. It actually does extend into the Oxford area as well, according to the National Weather Service. But again, just taking those precautions to make sure we move things inside. It is unusual to see a frost warning this time of year, and especially since tomorrow we're going to be back up into the 60s in Oxford and the high 50s in the rest of northern Mississippi. But again, Mississippi weather always keeps us on our toes. We can see some things moving across this week, but those fronts now are on their way out, so nothing too much to worry about there in our weather forecast. Sunny skies with a few clouds this week coming across, but you can notice that we're going to be pretty stable this week, which is always a relief after what we experienced this past weekend.
Thanks, Mackenzie. You know, this weather recently has been crazy, not only in North Mississippi, but also South Mississippi.
Absolutely.
I drove through South Mississippi to get back here earlier this weekend.
Yeah, I'm so happy it's finally starting to clear up a little bit because this past week was ridiculous. It was raining all the time, like every day.
Yeah, and when it comes to sports, at least we didn't have to worry about playing any of those games at home during this weekend. But it was a big weekend for close games. Check back in after the break to hear about extra inning excitement and March Madness.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Red.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of Hotty Toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing to keep us focused. A habit we never skip. To clear our minds and elevate our performance. But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Maybe you surround yourself with positivity. Or you need to center yourself. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body. It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back, refs. I'm Erica Durkee with Sports Watch. Baseball keeps on climbing the ranks, now sitting at 6 after winning their series on the road against Kentucky. The first two games were a doubleheader with strong performances from Luke Hill, who went 5 for 9, and Hayden Federico, who went 4 for 8. Even more impressive, the bullpen did not allow an earned run the whole day. Kentucky took game 1, starting the game up 4-0 after 3 innings, but Ole Miss would come back to force extras, with the Wildcats walking it off in the 10th. The Cats scored first again in game 2, but in a 1-1 top 9, Campbell Smithwick's 2-run home run brought Ole Miss to a 3-1 victory. Game 3 was a 12-inning thriller. The teams were tied at 2 coming out of the 9th. Both teams were scoreless in the 10th, and in the 11th, Federico bats in Ethan Sorwick to score, putting the Rebels up 3-2. Kentucky tied it up again. Luke Hill then hit a 2-run home run to put the Rebs up 2 in the 12th. And despite a solar homer from Kentucky, pitcher Alex Canny got the 3 outs the Rebs needed to secure the win. The Rebs will travel to Memphis on Tuesday, tomorrow, before playing Alcorn State at home on Wednesday at 4. Softball lost their tight series against South Carolina. Game 1 was scoreless through regulation, with both starting pitchers facing off the entire game. Despite a strong performance and 7 strikeouts from Rebel pitcher Miley Wachino, she gave up a run at the bottom of the 8th for a 1-0 loss. Game 2 was tied 1-1 going into the 7th, with Jaden Pone hit a RBI single, securing an Ole Miss win 2-1. South Carolina would score 4 runs in the first inning in Game 3, which would turn out to be all they needed as they took the rubber match 4-2. Ole Miss will take on UT Martin at home tomorrow at 5. Unfortunately, moving away from Ole Miss, let's take a look at what happened in March Madness this weekend. Paige Beckers and the Huskies finally won a title, destroying South Carolina 82-59. Beckers scored 17 points, giving her a total of 477 career points in the NCAA tournament, third most of all time. In a men's Final Four filled with 1 seeds, Florida defeated Auburn 79-73, carried by Walter Clayton Jr.'s incredible 34-point performance. Houston was able to erase a 14-point deficit in the final 8 minutes, beating Duke 70-67 in dramatic fashion. The Cougars' defense and faith were the most impressive, holding the Blue Devils to 1 field goal over the last 10.5 minutes. Despite desperate attempts from Cooper Flagg and Tyrese Proctor, Houston, who has never won a title, will be playing Florida tonight at 7:50. And Washington Capitals star Alex Ovechkin scored his 895th career goal on Sunday, breaking the NHL all-time goal record set by hockey legend Wayne Gretzky. Let's take a look at this historic moment.
Try to force it to him if he's open. Here is Ovechkin, shoots, he scores! He scores! Number 895!
Even on the road, this prompted a ceremony with cheers and excitement, even from New York fans. This really is an incredible record and one that probably will stand for quite a long time, if not forever. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to follow us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back with a little entertainment update on all our fashion favorites.
And just like that, she starts to grin. A special flame's been lit within. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water. On her own, she's in the zone. Determination can't be thrown. Resilience building in her bones. There's something in the water. With her gator on and her waders on, she can tackle anything till dawn. There must be something in the water. On and off the boat she flies. The sky's the limit. She's soaring high. She's a force of nature on the rise. There's something in the water.
Just try one. If you don't like it, it's easy to give up.
Uh-oh, nicotine. I'd better move fast. Up and away!
Go on, kid, go on.
It's Superman! Superman, is it hard to give up smoking or is it easy like nicotine says?
You no-good windbag, nicotine.
No, Superman. Leave me one. Please, I need one. Just...
That's how hard it is. That's why I never say yes to a cigarette.
how to know if you should reach out to a friend. Your friend might be
worried, sad,
grumpy, angry,
stressed,
weird, rebellious,
anxious, antisocial,
lonely,
sleeping less,
sleeping more,
eating less,
eating more.
Look, there are a lot of things to watch out for, but you know your friend best. So if they're not acting themselves, why not say something? Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Awkward.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Now, not only is it spring season, but also fraternity formal season.
That's right, and it can be really stressful, especially when you have to decorate a cooler, but most importantly, picking out those outfits.
Let's send it over to Campbell Holmes and Hallie Reeves to learn all about what to wear to formal season.
Thanks, guys. Well, for those of you who don't know us, I'm Hallie Reeves. And I'm Campbell Holmes. We are here for your entertainment update. So today, we're going to be getting down on all things frat formals. So true. And now, okay, for a girl, it's so exciting when you're asked to a guy's formal, especially when it's in Nashville, NOLA, but it can also be really stressful. Very, very stressful, but do not fret. We are here to help you take some of the stress off by showing you some great outfits and a little bit of the do's and don'ts of what to wear on your frat formal. So true, Hallie. So first off, this was my good or a pro. A very simple outfit with a really cute decorative purse. It adds pizzazz, it adds color, and I think it's great. So I also love everything you're putting down. Yes. So I think definitely for Nashville, you want to do that more lacy top with maybe like a long skirt, some jean shorts. And then I'm thinking your New Orleans is more your tight, your black, your leather. But to go off with the purse, I mean right here, a micro purse. I know it's a hot take, but I love them. I love them. See, I have the little gold one right there, and let me tell you, it goes with everything, and it's a perfect little accessory to just mix things up. And what are you putting in it? Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you guys, I am putting in my cards and my lip gloss, because what more does a girl need? Exactly. Hey, no cards, a guy is paying. His formal. So true. His formal, so ladies. True. Ladies stand on business. Exactly. Well, a hot take for me as well is the next one. I'm not really liking the mesh maxi dresses. I don't know why. I think they're overused. I think they're overworn. I've been seeing too much, I think. I liked them at first, now I'm kind of over it. I have seen some that are really, really cute, and I have some that I'm not really into. My one friend wore this really cute. It was like strapless, and it just had more fun colors. Like, it was like this very pretty. Not the black and gold. Yeah, like I feel like all three of these I've seen a million times. It's on every girl's rent closet. Let's stay away from it. Let's be different. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, so, you know, every time you go out, you need a good pair of shoes to wear. So what shoes should we be wearing? Let me tell you, people, we need to be wearing boots. Boots is a comfortable shoe. Especially for Nashville, looks good. Broadway. Definitely Nashville. Yes. But when you get to the time of, like, you're actually going to the formal, instead of wearing heels, I highly recommend a sneaker. Yes. Like, and you can do it with a good Golden Goose or a good vintage Havana, just because you're going to be walking around, you're out and about, the bar's always dirty. Don't ruin your heels, don't ruin your boots. My biggest piece of advice is heels for pictures at the hotel. Immediately change into those That's sneakers. A good one. That's then you're comfortable all night and having the most fun. Exactly. I love it. Well, that is all we have for your entertainment update. I hope all your formals go well, whether it's in Nashville or in New Orleans. Yes, and have fun. Stay safe, Rebs, and back to you guys at the desk.
Well, that's all we have for you guys tonight, but tune in tomorrow. I'm Cassidy Rickley.
And I'm Caden Williams with your latest news.
I'm Erica Jerky with Sports Watch.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Mackenzie Cox.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live
and keep it local.